Hey, crypto explorers, and welcome back to the NOSR Webs podcast, your one-stop shop for all things crypto. Today, we're taking a deep dive into the world of Akash Network, better known as AKT. This decentralized cloud computing platform is aiming to shake things up, promising a cheaper, more efficient way to handle all that digital weightlifting. But before we get lost in the digital clouds, you know the drill. Check out the fantastic offers waiting for you in the links below. You don't want to miss out on those sweet deals. All right, back to AKT. It's making waves, aiming to be the cool kid on the cloud computing block. But the question on everyone's mind is AKT a good investment? Should you be adding this to your crypto portfolio?
Well, to answer that, we need to step back and look at the bigger picture. Where has AKT been? Where is it now? And what might the future hold? It's like checking a map before you set off on a road trip. You need to know where you're going, right?
Makes sense. Let's get our bearings. What's the current state of AKT?
As of today, December 14th, 2024, AKT is sitting pretty at around $3.86. Not bad, right? But hold on to your hats, because some forecasts are hinting at a potential rise to $3.91 by tomorrow, December 15th. That's a 1.3% increase. Not a moonshot, but hey, we'll take it.
Okay, so a slow and steady climb, perhaps?
Yeah.
But what's the story behind these numbers? Has AKT been a smooth operator, or has it been more of a roller coaster ride?
Well, let's rewind a bit and look at the past month. AKT has actually seen more green days than red ones, with positive price movement on 20 out of the last 30 days. But here's the catch. It's been a bit of a volatile journey, with a 10.76% price volatility.
Volatility, that sounds a bit like my dating life. Unpredictable and maybe a little wild. But what does that mean for someone thinking about investing in AKT?
Great question. Volatility simply means how much the price swings up and down. Think of it like a bucking bronco. The more it bucks, the higher the volatility for you, the investor. Higher volatility means there's potential for bigger gains, but also the risk of bigger dips.
Got it. So high volatility. Buckle up and get ready for the ride. But speaking of vibes, what's the overall market sentiment towards AKT? Is everyone feeling bullish, or is there a sense of caution in the air?
Right now, the market sentiment is leaning towards neutral to bullish. We're seeing a 53% sentiment rating, which tells us there's cautious optimism, like people are dipping their toes in the water, but not quite ready to dive in head first.
So, bit hesitation, but still leaning towards the positive side. That makes sense. But how do we measure this sentiment? Is there some kind of crypto mood ring we can check?
Well, not a mood ring. But we do have the Fear and Greed Index, which gives us a glimpse into how the market is feeling. It's based on several factors, like volatility, market volume, and social media trends. And right now, the Fear and Greed Index is screaming extreme greed with a score of 76.
Hold on. Extreme greed. But we just said there's cautious optimism. It sounds like the market is sending mixed signals. Is everyone feeling greedy or cautious? It's a bit confusing.
I know, right? It's like a tug of war between fear and greed, and we need to see how this plays out.
Okay, so mixed signals from the market. But let's see what the experts have to say about AKT's future. What are the short-term predictions looking like?
For December 15th, the experts are predicting a price of $3.92, a slight bump up of 1.55%. And for December 16th, it's looking like $3.91. So a teeny tiny upward trend overall, not exactly setting the world on fire, but a positive sign nonetheless.
Okay, so a gradual climb. But what about the long game? What's the outlook for the rest of 2025? Is AKT going to be the next Bitcoin? Or is it destined to fade into obscurity?
Now, predicting the long-term future of any crypto is like trying to predict the weather 6 months in advance. It's full of uncertainties. But we can look at some trends and indicators to get a sense of what might happen. For the medium term, we often look at the 50-day moving average. Think of it as the average price of AKT over the past 50 days. And guess what? It's been rising steadily, which is often a good sign, suggesting we might see some sustained upward movement.
Ooh, a rising moving average. Sounds promising, but spill the tea. What are the long-term predictions? Give the juicy details.
Well, some sources are getting pretty bold, suggesting AKT could hit anywhere between $5 and $7 by the end of 2025. Now remember, these are just predictions, not guarantees. But the optimism stems from the expected growth in the decentralized cloud computing sector and Akash Network's potential to grab a big slice of that pie.
Whoa, $5 to $7. Now that's what I call a potential rocket launch. But it all hinges on the growth of decentralized cloud computing, right?
Exactly. If more and more businesses jump on the Akash train, the demand for AKT could skyrocket. And you know what happens when demand goes up?
Prices go up and away. It's the basic law of cryptonomics. But we're not just relying on vibes and gut feelings here, are we? We've got some fancy technical analysis tools to help us make sense of the chaos.
You got it. Technical analysis can give us valuable insights into price trends and potential buying or selling opportunities.
Okay, so let's break down those technical clues. What are the charts telling us about AKT?
All right, let's unpack those technical indicators and see what they're whispering about AKT's future. We've already touched upon the 50-day moving average, which has been on an upward trajectory lately, hinting at a potential continuation of this bullish momentum.
So the 50-day moving average is like a friendly guide, pointing us towards potential growth.
Exactly. It's a good sign, especially for short-term traders looking for quick wins. But for those with a long-term vision, let's zoom out and consider the 200-day moving average, which gives us a broader perspective on AKT's price history.
Okay, so the 200-day moving average is like the wise old sage offering long-term wisdom.
You got it. And while the 200-day moving average has shown some recent weakness, its long-term trend is still crucial. If AKT's price can break above this key level, think of it as a resistance barrier. It could signal a significant shift in sentiment and potentially launch into a new phase of growth.
A breakout. That sounds exciting.
Yeah.
But I have to admit, all this talk of moving averages can be a bit overwhelming for someone new to technical analysis.
Yeah.
Can you break it down in simpler terms?
Absolutely. Imagine you're tracking the average temperature in your city over 50 days and then over 200 days. The 50-day average would show you recent fluctuations, while the 200-day average would reveal the overall trend, whether the city is getting warmer or colder over time. Similarly, with AKT, the 50-day moving average gives us a short-term view, and the 200-day moving average provides a long-term perspective.
Okay, that makes sense. So we're looking for AKT to break above that 200-day moving average. That would be a bullish signal, right?
Exactly. It would suggest the bulls are in control and that we might see a sustained upward trend in the price of AKT. But let's not stop there. Let's add another tool to our analytical arsenal, the Relative Strength Index, or RSI for short. Think of it as a momentum meter measuring how quickly and strongly the price is changing.
So it's like checking the speed of the roller coaster. The faster it goes, the higher the RSI.
You're getting it.
Yeah.
Currently, AKT's RSI is chilling in a neutral zone, suggesting a potential for continued price stability, not too hot, not too cold, just right. But remember, the RSI is just a tool. It's not a crystal ball.
Right. No crystal ball, unfortunately.
Yeah.
But you mentioned candlestick patterns earlier. Those sound way more exciting than moving averages and RSI.
Yeah.
Can you give us the lowdown on candlestick patterns and what they're telling us about AKT?
Candlestick patterns are like visual stories told by the charts. Each candlestick represents a specific time frame, a day, an hour, or even a minute, and shows us the opening, closing, high and low prices for that period. By looking at these patterns, traders try to anticipate future price movements. And for AKT, we've recently witnessed some bullish formations like the bullish engulfing and the Morningstar patterns.
Ooh, bullish engulfing and Morningstar. Those sound pretty epic. What do they tell us about AKT's future?
The bullish engulfing pattern is like a wave of buying pressure, overwhelming the previous selling pressure, signaling a potential shift in momentum to the upside. Think of it as a sign that the bulls are starting to take control. And the Morningstar pattern, as its name suggests, hints at a potential reversal from a downtrend to an uptrend. It's like a beacon of hope emerging after a period of darkness.
So candlestick patterns are like visual clues, giving us a glimpse into the minds of traders and their expectations for AKT's price.
Exactly. They can provide valuable insights, but it's important to remember that technical analysis is just one piece of the puzzle. We also need to consider the fundamental factors that drive AKT's value proposition.
Right, the fundamentals. Those are the real drivers behind AKT's long-term success, right? So let's dive into those fundamentals. What are the key factors that make AKT a potentially good investment?
One of the most crucial factors is the overall adoption of Akash Network. Remember, the more developers and businesses embrace this decentralized cloud computing platform, the higher the demand for AKT will be. It's like a snowball effect. As adoption grows, so does the value of the underlying token.
So it's not just about the tech itself, but about how many people are actually using it. It's like a social network. The more users it has, the more valuable it becomes.
You nailed it. And Akash Network is gaining traction in various industries, from gaming to DeFi, with real-world applications emerging and a growing ecosystem of developers and users. This is a positive sign for AKT's future.
That's exciting to hear. But what about technological advancements? Is Akash Network constantly evolving and improving, or is it stuck in the past?
Well, the team behind Akash Network is constantly working to improve its functionality, security, and scalability. They're not resting on their laurels, they're actively pushing the boundaries of what's possible in decentralized cloud computing.
So they're like the tech wizards, constantly brewing up new spells and potions to make Akash Network even more powerful.
That's a great analogy. And these technological advancements can significantly impact AKT's price. Each upgrade and new feature makes Akash Network more attractive to users, boosting its overall value proposition.
It's like adding more horsepower to a car's engine or upgrading your smartphone to the latest model. The more features and power, the more desirable it becomes.
Exactly. But let's not forget about the ever-evolving regulatory landscape. Governments worldwide are still figuring out how to handle this whole crypto thing, and any new laws or guidelines can send shockwaves through the market.
Ah, the wild card of regulation. It's like a game of chess, where each move can have unforeseen consequences. So how does Akash Network navigate this regulatory maze?
Akash Network is committed to compliance and working with regulators to ensure its operations are legal and transparent. They're playing by the rules, which is crucial for long-term sustainability and investor confidence.
That makes sense. It's like building a house on a solid foundation. You need to make sure it complies with building codes and regulations to avoid any nasty surprises down the road.
Precisely. And finally, we can't ignore the overall market sentiment towards blockchain technology and decentralized applications. If the crypto world is buzzing with excitement, that positive energy tends to spill over to AKT as well.
So it's like riding a wave. If the tide is coming in for crypto, AKT will rise with it.
Exactly. But remember, the crypto market is known for its wild swings. It's important to approach it with a balanced mindset and a well-defined risk management strategy.
Right? Risk management. We can't forget about that. But hey, before we get too serious, let's shift gears and explore some of the exciting use cases and real-world applications that are driving AKT's adoption. What's all the fuss about decentralized cloud computing, and how is Akash Network changing the game?
Great question. Akash Network isn't just about abstract concepts and technical jargon. It's about empowering individuals and businesses with a more efficient, secure, and affordable alternative to traditional cloud services. Think about all the data we generate every day, from our smartphones to our laptops to the countless devices connected to the internet. All that data needs a place to live, and that's where cloud computing comes in.
So cloud computing is like a massive digital storage locker where we keep all our precious data safe and sound. But I thought we already had cloud services like Amazon Web Services and Google Cloud. What makes Akash Network different?
It's a good analogy, but it's much more than just storage. Cloud computing also provides processing power, software applications, and a whole range of other services that we rely on every day. And you're right, we already have big players like Amazon and Google dominating the cloud market. But here's the catch. They're centralized giants controlling the infrastructure, the data, and the pricing.
So it's like putting all your eggs in one basket, trusting a single entity with all your precious data. Sounds a bit risky.
That's the risk with centralized systems. But Akash Network offers a decentralized alternative. Instead of relying on a single company, Akash Network leverages a global network of individual providers who contribute their spare computing resources. It's like a peer-to-peer network for cloud computing, where anyone can become a provider and contribute to this decentralized ecosystem.
So it's like Airbnb for cloud computing. Instead of booking a room, you're renting computing power from someone's spare server. That's pretty cool.
Exactly. And this decentralized approach offers several advantages. First, it's more secure. With data distributed across multiple nodes, there's no single point of failure that hackers can exploit. It's like having multiple backups of your data spread across a vast network, making it much harder for cyber criminals to wreak havoc.
That makes sense. It's like having a digital fortress with multiple layers of defense.
Second, it's more efficient. By utilizing idle computing resources from individuals and businesses around the world, Akash Network can offer lower prices than traditional cloud providers. It's like a digital sharing economy, where individuals can monetize their unused computing power and businesses can access cloud services at a fraction of the cost.
So it's like a win-win situation for everyone involved.
Yeah.
Providers earn some extra cash and businesses save money on their cloud expenses.
Exactly. And finally, Akash Network is more transparent. All transactions are recorded on the blockchain, ensuring accountability and immutability. There's a permanent tamper-proof record of everything that happens on the network, promoting trust and fairness for all participants.
So it's like a public ledger that everyone can see, making it much harder for anyone to cheat or manipulate the system.
Precisely. And that's why Akash Network is gaining traction across various industries, from developers building decentralized applications to businesses seeking cost-effective cloud solutions. Akash Network is proving to be a game changer.
So it's not just about abstract technology. It's about real-world applications, transforming how we work, create, and interact in the digital realm. It sounds like Akash Network is at the forefront of a paradigm shift in cloud computing.
Absolutely. And as this paradigm shift unfolds, the demand for AKT, the native token that fuels this decentralized ecosystem, is only expected to grow.
It's exciting to see how Akash Network is challenging the status quo and paving the way for a more decentralized and empowering future.
Indeed. But remember, investing in any cryptocurrency, including AKT, comes with risks.
You're absolutely right. We can't forget about risk management. Crypto can be a wild ride, and it's important to approach it with a healthy dose of caution. But hey, before we delve into the nitty-gritty of risk management, let's take a quick break and remind our listeners about those amazing offers waiting for them in the links below. They're like little treasures you don't want to miss. We'll be back in a moment to discuss how to stay safe and protect your hard-earned crypto in this exciting but sometimes volatile world. All right, crypto adventurers, we're back and ready to tackle the not-so-fun, but absolutely essential part of our AKT journey: risk management.
Think of it as your trusty safety harness as you navigate the exhilarating but sometimes unpredictable world of crypto.
Exactly. We've seen AKT's potential for growth, but let's be real, crypto can be a wide ride, so.
What are some essential risk management strategies our listeners should keep in mind?
First up, diversification. Don't put all your crypto eggs in the AKT basket, no matter how promising it looks. Spread your investments across different assets, like Bitcoin, Ethereum, and other promising altcoins. So, it's like creating a balanced crypto portfolio. A little bit of this, a little bit of that.
Precisely. Diversification helps to spread the risk. If one asset takes a dip, others might hold steady or even go up, cushioning the blow to your overall portfolio.
Makes sense. It's like not betting all your money on one horse in a race. Spread those bets around. But what about determining how much to invest in each asset?
That's where position sizing comes in. It's about deciding how much of your capital you're willing to risk on any single trade. A good rule of thumb is to risk no more than 1 to 2% of your total portfolio on any one trade.
So even if things go south, you're not wiping out your entire savings on one risky bet. It's like playing it safe, but still having skin in the game.
Exactly. And here's another tool for your risk management toolkit: stop loss orders. Think of them as safety nets that automatically sell your AKT if the price drops below a certain level that you set.
It's like setting a limit saying, hey, if AKT starts tanking, I'm out. It prevents you from holding on and hoping for a rebound that might never come.
You got it. Stop loss orders can help you sleep better at night, knowing you've got a plan in place to limit your losses.
Diversification, position sizing, and stop loss orders, the holy trinity of crypto risk management.
Cut. Beyond these strategies, what's the most valuable advice you can give our listeners?
Knowledge is power. The more you understand about the market, the specific assets you're investing in, and the potential risks involved, the better equipped you'll be to make informed decisions. Don't just follow the hype, do your research, and invest with your head, not just your heart.
Sage advice. It's easy to get swept up in the excitement of the crypto world, but it's crucial to stay grounded and approach investing with a balanced and informed mindset. So as we wrap up our deep dive into Akash Network, let's recap the key takeaways for our listeners.
Akash Network is a decentralized cloud computing platform poised to disrupt the industry. It offers a more secure, efficient, and affordable alternative to traditional cloud providers. And its native token, AKT, has shown promising potential for growth. We've seen some bullish signals from technical indicators like the rising 50-day moving average and bullish candlestick patterns. And the fundamental factors driving Akash Network's adoption look strong. But remember, crypto is still a relatively new and volatile asset class.
So manage your risk wisely. Diversify your portfolio, use position sizing to control your risk per trade, and utilize stop-loss orders to limit potential losses.
And most importantly, never invest more than you can afford to lose. Crypto can be a thrilling ride, but it's not for the faint of heart.
Exactly. Stay informed, stay curious, and stay safe out there in the crypto Wild West.
And on that note, we'll bring this episode of the NOSR Webs podcast to a close. We hope you've enjoyed this deep dive into the fascinating world of Akash Network and gained some valuable insights into its potential and the importance of risk management in the crypto space.
And before you embark on your next crypto adventure, don't forget to check out the amazing offers in the links below. There might be some hidden gems waiting for you.
Until next time, happy investing, and may your portfolios be evergreen.